Alrighty, guys, we are back here with our second game. Red Rocket taking on Mingyus Minions. Red Rocket in a little bit of an upset, taking game number one off the Minions. Moose, we saw the Morrigan there really being used to great effect by the side of Red Rocket. The double Hunbatsu was absolutely disgusting. Do you think Mingyus Minions will let either of those gods through this pick and ban phase?
Maybe the... Actually, no, I don't see the Hornbats getting through. I see the Hornbats getting banned. Strive just showing that he is so strong at that, regardless of Endless and the second ultimate on top of that. I expect it to be the second ban from them here. As you see Raven and Skadi taken away so far, so really respecting split push's Skadi and his ability to, funnily enough, split push as well as take the fight to Mingyu. Mingyu not wanting to deal with it in this second game.
Yeah, I think it was a very effective pick, and I think Mingyu maybe hasn't practiced a whole lot against Skadi, or maybe hasn't practiced it as much or doesn't know the limits of that character. So, take away an uncertainty from the board. Hell, going to be banned away now by Red Rocket. They don't want Shred on that very burst healer or burst damage. However, whatever Hell's decided to become lately, and Odin taken away by the minions as well. We actually saw Hell support out of Legacy last week. I really wish we could have watched that game because that would have been very, very interesting.
Yeah, I would like to see how we've played that, whether it was that kind of intermittent support where you're doing damage and you're doing a lot of healing as well. But you see Terra, Destinate, going to run back the Terra and a lot of setup and beads burning on the side of Terra.
Yeah, we saw what Destinate could do with that last game, combining that with double Fear No Evils, basically locking someone in place with no diminishing returns on the ultimate, because it's just continually reapplied CC. It's very difficult to overcome that, and the amount of healing she does as well. The Terra's Blessing ultimate, you don't want to mess around with Terra. But Red Rocket being able to pick that one up against first. We see Kamazos and Kronos now locked in here for the side of Mingyu's minions.
Yeah, so a completely different kind of strategy, I guess, in terms of jungle. Kamazot's, I guess, able to get in there and do free damage is always really nice. Unable to be targeted in that Bat Out of Hell. And then you get Shred on Kronos, another fairly safe mage. If he plays it right, you can kind of be aggressive and then rewind back to his own safety of his team. So interesting to see how they play it. Kronos really good at being aggressive, but if you're being chased down by a Terra, a Soul, and an Osiris, you have to ult all the way back past them again, you're going to be in a bit of trouble.
Third pick coming through now for Mingyu's minions. Do you think they go with the Ganesh support again? I don't think I see them with Taurus guys back on that one.
No, I expect Tori to go something equally as aggressive, if not more aggressive. Maybe go for like a Bacchus. See him play Sobek a lot, especially at the CJPL LAN, where he performed really strongly on that Sobek. Pluck's a little bit off the mark, but he's able to provide the kind of pressure, but it'll be a little bit safer. He's able to tail whip a lot of the damage away from himself, especially out of whoever the jungler will be on the side of Red Rocket. So I'd like to see him play that Sobek again. It's kind of his signature aggressive god. They take away the Khepri here, so not wanting to deal with the Khepri revive, I guess on a Kronos, makes a lot of sense. You don't want Kronos having 3 lives.
Honbats and Hoyi taken away here by the minions. Two very big circle ultimates there. In fact, if you look at all their bans, a lot of AoE abilities, particularly in their ultimates, or very damaging abilities from all 4 gods there. But yeah, the Honbats, the Fear No Evil, they just do not want that in play. They want to see what else Strive has in his playbook. Geb and Khepri are the bans from Red Rocket. You're talking a little bit about the Khepri with the revive, but the Geb as well provides similar value to a team with the Stone Shield, but also the huge Cataclysm engage. Medusa now picked up here for Mingyu's minions. So do you think this is Medusa ADC Kronos mid, or the other way around?
It could kind of go either way. I see Mingyu playing the Medusa more than I see him playing the Kronos. Just because I just see the teamfight ability of Medusa, him being able to rotate across after, say getting a pick, if he's able to be aggressive enough with that Lacerate, catch out, split push in that Hunter lane, and if he manages to get a pick and rotate across and then get off a nice Petrify, it's going to be a really big impact for him. You can say the same about maybe Shred playing it, but you mentioned earlier before the first game, you want Shred on a god that he's comfortable on, and I think Kronos maybe fits him a little bit better in that sense.
Yeah, we'll have to see, which one he's more comfortable on. But in the meantime, Ra and Erlang Shen picked up here for Red Rocket. Classic combination here. Pin into the snipe. You got the Terror as well for a lot of CC into that Ra snipe. So a lot of this game is going to be very wombo combo from the side of Red Rocket. You've also got the Soul Supernova there as well. So if Red Rocket can lock down a target effectively, that target is not going to have a great time. The unfortunate thing, though, for Red Rocket is that if they choose to target this Kronos, and they really do need to target this Kronos with how much damage he's going to be getting online in the late game, he's got that rewind that can completely undo all of their damage.
And we see Tori does pick up the Sobek. It seemed that Red Rocket kind of want him to play that aggressive, either Sobek or Ganesh, and force him into these awkward positions where he has to kind of engage for his team and then gets caught out as a result. So maybe a ploy here from Red Rocket to really target out Tori Skies and punish him no matter what god he plays.
All right, just before we head into game here, we are going to have to do a quick technical break just to fix something up here. I think we've identified what the issue is now, and it shouldn't be too much of an issue going, we hope, but bear with us for about 5 minutes. We'll be right back.
Take my eyes off you. I'm about to lose my common sense. The moment when you showed up, then I know, oh my, here we go again. Are you coming back to my life after all we said and done? Are you coming back to my life? I thought that you were gone.
Alrighty, guys, we should be back here. We should be all set to go, I hope. But I think we've identified what that issue is now going forward. So hopefully we will not experience that issue again, but don't hold me to that. Anyway, start of this game, we are not seeing the same Mingyus minions proxying the wave here between the towers at the start. I think they've learnt from their past mistakes there.
Yeah, I mean, they have the potential between the Bologna cleave as well as in Visionizer's cleave on that Kamazots, but being a bit more respectful of the double warrior and being punished in the previous game, they'll just get the pressure in mid, but it is Shred on the Medusa and Mingyu on the Kronos, so We'll see how Shred goes on this Hunter in the mid lane instead of traditional mage.
I suppose it makes sense. You on a certain level, you've got a mage versus mage there over in the duo lane, but as well as that, Mingyu's probably going to be a little bit more free to farm over here in the duo lane, and Shred's going to be in the mid lane. And you just really want to get this Chronos online as quickly as possible. We saw at the OPL LAN how well Limits did on this Chronos, specifically against Mingyus. So taking a page there out of his rival's book.
Yeah, and it's not something I'm really familiar with Mingy playing personally. I haven't really seen him a lot on the magical hunters, at least in a while. I don't remember him really picking it up too much in the previous split, but seems to be going pretty well for him so far. Tory Skies, Shred, and himself will pick up the oracles here for free and get that little bit of a neutral camp experience lead for their mid laner and for the duo side as well.
Split push and Destinate here on this left-hand side. What I like from Mingyu and Tori is they recognize they're probably going to get out-pushed here by Destinate and Split Push, so they're just letting the wave come to them. They're not playing overly aggressively. They're going to try and rotate and get stuff in the jungle, but unlike last game where it was a hunter-on-hunter matchup, Mingyu's playing this one a little bit differently, not looking to try and take so many 1v1s here early, especially before he has that rewind online.
Yeah, that is the trump card of a Chronos, right? You get your ultimate online, you can be super aggressive and then rewind and throw all your abilities out again, so you say that they're being a little bit more passive, but they clear the wave here, and Tory Skies just misses the block.
I said Mingyu was being more passive. I said nothing about Tory Skies. I make no promises for Tory's playstyle here. In fact, actually, no, I do make a promise, and I promise it's going to be aggressive. That's just Tory's playstyle. That's how he always plays. Sprint, shell, engage, his famous saying.
Yeah, that's exactly it. And you just got to imagine Tory Skies has got his auto run bound to W as well. Just seems to be his kind of playstyle, and will never stop going forward.
Mingyu taking a lot of poke here, getting flung back. Is going to be Destinate. Split Push trying to get him, but excellent body blocking from Tory Skies. Might cost him his own life here, but if he saves his Hunter, he's played the support role correctly. Mingyu, though, will in fact live here, and Split Push getting a lot of damage down here early with Destinate. I don't think Mingyu and Tory Skies really respected that at all. One thing we were talking about a little bit before is the Chronos rewind, able to find those engagements and really go back. But in the mid lane, Endless taking a lot of damage before he can even get his snipe off. And Shred going to get the first blood there with his Stone Gaze. And now Envision Eyes looking for the second kill here. Strive, though, with a sprint. Envision Eyes claims him with the last tick of the bat out of hell.
Yeah, beautiful patience there, but Mingyu is caught out as well. He'll fall here for Destinate. Will pick up that kill. Tory Skies lurking in the water, trying to peel. Manages to get the Supernova in return at least, but unfortunately Mingyu falls on that Chronos early, but a good double kill in the mid lane.
Here comes Envision Eyes and Shred, though. Destinate's backing here. Tori prevents him from backing here, baiting these guys at the cost of his own life, it looks like. So Destinate will pick up the kill. Terra's blessing popped out. Split Push is gone into the Disapparator form. Here comes Shred as well. I don't think they're going to catch Split Push. They lock Destinate in place, but I don't think they have enough damage here. I think the communication there from Mingyu's minions was just a little bit off.
Yeah, Tori probably got the call that they're on their way, expected them to be kind of walking into the lane, but at the end of the day, he gets aggressive, stops the back, but pays for it with his own life, and Mingyu's minions just a little bit behind there with the calls, maybe. Yeah,
I think both Shred and Envision Eyes were kind of going for slightly different targets. Tori was just trying to bait to try and keep Destinate around, but it probably would have worked out better for them if Destinate had been allowed to back there. They only would have had one target to focus on. He wouldn't have died as well, so he would have been able to apply CC. So, you know, you live and you learn, though, in the game of Smite.
That's it, and speaking of living and learning, aggression on KO here around his blue buff takes a lot of poke from Abs Pro as well as Strive. Looking to invade here, but Shred and Envision Eyes here is back up. But Destinate, really good wall stun there onto Shred, forces the Aegis.
Forces the Aegis out. There's a great Stone Gaze, so snipe through the wall from Endless. Shred trying to slither away, but he's not going to get away as Strive picks up the kill. Bat out of hell here from Envision Eyes, more just to stay alive than anything here. But he's looking to go aggressive. Destinate trying to catch him out, places the walls down, and forces him to walk the long way around. Somehow still alive, though, with Envision Eyes. Tory Skies, though, he is going to fall. Bit of a lazy back here from Envision Eyes, but I guess no one from Red Rocket had vision on him. So in the end, Red Rocket take away that blue buff, and they get themselves an extra 2 kills here. I guess we talked a little bit about last game, Mingyu's minions being a very aggressive team. Red Rocket are really kind of redefining the term.
Especially, they're playing off the confidence from that Game 1 win. It feels like they weren't quite this aggressive in Game 1, but they were controlled with their aggression. That's the measure of a a really well-prepared team. They seem to really synergize well with each other. Maybe not the best individual players if you look at them on paper, but as a team, they play very well together and they trust each other's calls and will back each other up in any fight.
Yeah, I think that's the difference between these two teams at the moment, is that while Mingyus Minions have got the more tenured players and maybe the you could argue more mechanically skilled players overall, or just they have the body work behind them. Red Rocket have been together longer as a team, and so the chemistry's there more. Whereas Mingyus Minions, I mean, they only really formed about 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, lots of roster swaps as well over the last couple of splits for the former Kangas squad, and it just takes time to adjust to any new team. You can have the best players on paper, but if you don't know what each player is going to be doing at each specific time, you see Tori Skies gets the pluck off here. Destiny in a lot of trouble, should be able to get away with that Terra's Blessing, will be fine for now.
Yeah, forced away from the Gold Fury there. Mingyus Minions let a lot of those through last game, and they did not want to give Red Rocket that free farm again. They were able to keep up an experience, but gold, Red Rocket were allowed to run away with, and it really showed in some of those later team fights.
Yeah, and as you say, they can't allow that to happen, as this double warrior comp coming out of Red Rocket will really punish them, but good Stone Gaze there out of Shred to kind of mitigate that aggression out of Strive. Just peeling for his support and jungle there.
Yeah, great timing, but Vision Eyes caught out there by the walls, designating the snipe from Endless, and there's the trust we were talking about just before. Endless had fired off that ultimate before he even knew if Destiny had secured the stun, so excellent work there out of the side of Red Rocket to pick up that kill, and this opens up now the fire elementals for them to take, securing their own jungle, and then possibly looking for a jungle invade.
Yeah, I would not be surprised to see them invade yet again and really punish KO here as much as they can. Although KO has a level lead over Abspro despite the kill on the side of the Osiris, so KO managing to farm really efficiently and not miss out on anything so far.
Well, yeah, he didn't fall when Red Rocket invaded his blue buff before. He was able to get back to base, but since then he's just been farming, whereas we've seen Abspro move around the map a little bit more to help out with his team. Mingyu looks like he's going after these Oracle Harpies here over on the left-hand side. Split push, doesn't manage to take one away, and the second one is secured there as well by the side of Mingyu's minions. So Mingyu saw last game get a couple of those stolen away from him. Happy to get that extra farm for himself. This Kronos is really got to be consistently in the back of the mind of Red Rocket. Make sure they constantly have vision on him, know where he's at in the game, know what level he is, what items he's got, because once he gets to a certain stage, he's going to be very, very difficult to deal with. I'd like to see Red Rocket put a little bit more pressure here over on this side of the map.
What do you think about what looks like Jade Emperor's helm here for Tori Skies? The physical damage on the side of Red Rocket is only 2 warriors. I mean, I say only 2 warriors. Warriors do a crazy amount of damage, but there's no traditional, you know, assassin type, and there's no hunter on the side of Red Rocket. So do you think that's a value pickup for them to reduce the physical power on the side of Red Rocket?
No, not really. I mean, they've got a double warrior comp, and they just do so much innate damage. I think it could be, but yeah, I don't know. Maybe, I guess it's just more worried about Strive and Abspro than anything else. Over here on this left-hand side, Split Push and Destinate taking a little bit of damage here from Envisionized Tori Skies. But not going to worry too much about it, as we do see Strive and Endless rotating over with the help of a sprint there, actually. No, they didn't use the sprint there, which is really, really fast.
Just that speed buff on Strive is enough to get him places very quickly at the moment. Nothing really happening though. You throwing out that's time rift. Sorry, stop time. Off the mark though. And he kind of just farm the waves for now. Destinate looks to get aggressive though, and Vision Eyes could be caught out here.
He does jump forward. Oh, he's caught there with the Celestial Beam. Vision Eyes there with the bat out of hell. Stun on the Split Push forces his beat down, but here comes Shred with a great Stone Gaze. That Split Push taking a lot of damage. Snipe from Endless is to take off the CC. Split Push being chased down, but the sprint will keep him alive. Torrent Skies lurking in the waters, only hits Strive. He's caught between Strive and Destiny. He should be able to get away here in a second, dashing through the cripple. Mingyu, though, is going to be trying to chase down Endless here, misses him with a stun, but that forces him back, and Mingyu with the time rift will find Endless.
Beautiful work from Mingyu, recognizing that Endless was caught out, no ultimate available. Makes him juke one way and becomes quite predictable, but Tori Skies does manage to dash just out of range there, but Shred in a bit of trouble now as Strive looks to chase him down.
Yeah, pops the Aegis there to try and keep himself alive. Flippush already finds Tori. Can Mingyus save the life of his mid laner here, doing a lot of damage? Strive does get the kill, but pays for it with his own life. Astro diving in there with his ultimate. Detonate might fall down, and Visualize will get the kill. Does he have the lifesteal? He does have the lifesteal to take down Splitpush, but Astro gets the kill onto him. Eagles rally from KO. There's the bludgeoning. Where's the damage from Mingyu? Just a couple more hits will do it. Astro fighting for his life here. Mingyu with the basic attack will find the kill, and that is 4 members of Red Rocket down for 2 or 3 on the side of Mingyu's minions.
That is the messiest fight I've seen in a while, but
Yep.
it kind of goes in favor of Mingyu's minions there. They get a little bit of a gold lead. Nothing to write home about just yet, only about 1,000, but it gives them the confidence they can start winning these team fights. And Red Rocket just staying a little bit too long, looking to get picks when, they could have taken the win. They would have forced everyone back to base. But maybe getting a bit greedy, looking for the gold free after they get a couple more picks, rather than just turning straight to the gold free and taking that objective off the board. As Mingyu's minions were so low, they all really had to back.
Yeah, and this is kind of given Mingyu's minions a little bit of a lead. The game was pretty much even up to this point, but now it's about 1,000 gold lead for them, only about 700 experience. So, nothing too much here. It is still relatively early in the game, but still, Red Rocket basically have given Mingyu's minions a path back into this game, or set them up to exploit a bit of an advantage now.
Yeah, we see now Mingyu has his Book of the Dead online. You can see that passive shield already stacked up nice and high, so Kronos can be even harder to kill now, despite the rewind and the Book of the Dead shield. So it's going to be really tough for Red Rocket to focus down this Kronos, who's going to be the factor. As you see the charge prey there on the mark on Splitpush, he's in a lot of trouble. Should be able to get away in his Disapparate form for now. Does
and
so.
the Terra's Blessing as well.
Popped as well, yeah.
Yeah, Terra's Blessing is just so useful for the health it can provide you, as well as the movement speed. The movement speed is really, really important.
Mingyu looking a bit aggressive, trying to find Splitpush before he can back or heal up, but they immediately turn their sights to the gold tree here.
I like this call here. Vision Eyes can do some damage to it with the Camazots. Taurus guy's trying to secure it here with the lurking in the waters. Mingyu will get it with a Time Rift, and that's a really big pickup there for Mingyu's minions, because now they find themselves with a huge lead compared to where they were before. 2,800 in gold, 2,500 experience. Looking to try and take a fight here. Endless hits a snipe onto Taurus guys. He's in a lot of trouble. Splitpush will find Endless, but it's a trade out, and with Endless falling down, and now Splitpush takes the damage. He will be stunned. He will be killed by Mingyu, who's got himself a double kill. Mingyu popping off on this Kronos. Strive dashing under the tower, and he will find Shred, so it's a 2-for-2 trade here. But Mingyu is still looking to fight. Mingyu's still looking to do damage. Strive is his target.
Yeah, out of mana, but won't really matter too much with his Kronos and Vision Eyes. Oh, and that's a time riff right there. And Vision Eyes caught out by Abs Pro. And you can see the strength of this Kronos. It doesn't need a whole lot of mana. That time riff costs very little throughout these stages of the game and does just so much damage if you manage to hit it.
A very delayed triple kill there from Mingyu, and this is scary now for the side of Red Rocket. Mingyu is 6-1-1. He's 2 levels above Splitpush. He's got Book of the Dead online. He's looking to build into that Obsidian Shard as well, so he's going to start hitting even harder. This is the time when Red Rocket, despite now that they're down in terms of golden experience, they really need to be concentrating on this Kronos, trying to force out the rewind before the engagements.
Yeah, and they haven't been able to do it so far. He's been out of mana most of the time before he can really use the ultimate to its full effect. It's still going off, and they'll pick up a tier 1 here in Soul Lane as they forced Abspro back with that rotation from Tory Skies, and Vision Eye is looking to dive deep here, but could get caught out if he goes a little bit too far here.
Well, KO's in the area, so they're not terribly worried. Taurus Skies is here as well. They're mainly just trying to force back Red Rocket so they can look for the speed buff now and steal it away. If they push Red Rocket back far enough, they can take it for free, as we pretty much just saw him do. And now the Portal Demon has opened up for them as well. Endless does have a snipe. I don't know if he's entirely sure that this is going on, but with Abs Pro heading back into the area, he should have a bit of a decent idea. Don't know if he'll be able to steal it in time, though. Abs Pro diving in. Mingyu's minions, though, they do secure the Portal Demon for the cost of 2 ults. There is the Stone Gaze coming out of Medusa, and now Tori Skies lurking in the waters. Abs Pro falls down to shred. Tori chases down Endless, but it's not to be. A kill and the Portal Demon. Great win there for Mingyu's minions.
Yeah, and the whole time Splitpush is taking this fight to Mingyu, who's forced the ultimate away, but Oh, the time rift off the mark there, unfortunately for Mingyu. But I don't see him getting away here. He should get chased down by Red Rocket as that 4-man rotation comes out.
He's just going to try and
Deny
die to the tower
himself.
now, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. Deny any golden experience that he can. Yeah, he successfully does so.
Yeah, good recognition at least to deny as much as he can. Getting caught out in that fight. 2 levels up, but Split Push not afraid to take the fight, especially with the red buff around that soul. Used both actives to keep himself alive, but so did Mingyu, so it's a pretty good trade in the end, especially Mingyu falling and having to go all the way back to base.
Take a look at the graphs now. We can see it's about 6,000 experience, 5,000 gold lead for Mingyu's minions. This is... last game, it took about 20 minutes for Red Rocket to establish this kind of lead. And with the Cronus on the side of Mingyu's minions, this is going to be really scary for Red Rocket, especially with Split Push taking so much damage here, and Envision Eyes picking up another kill.
You see the strength of Envision Eyes on this Kamazots. Feeling a lot more comfortable, I think, than maybe on the Nemesis, who was diving deep in the previous game and just getting burst before he could really get too much done. The ultimate was getting people low, but not enough to pick up kills. And you see the difference on the Kamazots. He's just able to provide so much burst and be safe himself, though.
Exactly right. And he's played so aggressively this game as well, and Red Rocket have been really scared to take the fight to him, and I think that kind of presence is really just another element that Kamazots brings. You know, we know his escapability, but we also know the incredible lifesteal and regeneration he has with those pulls from his passive, with 3 of his 4 abilities, I should say, basically giving him regeneration.
Yeah, he's a very strong jungler and really high sustain, right? That's his strength. We see Abspro could get caught out here if he stays too long trying to defend the buff that's not even spawning for another 30 seconds, but Mingyu's minions just grouping as 4 all the time now, looking for picks.
Yeah, they know that they have the gold and the experience advantage. They know that they've got quite a few core items online, especially for Shred, with a Crusher, with an Executioner online, a lot of penetration, a lot of just raw damage coming out from him.
What do you think about the double Spear of Desolation on the side of Red Rockets? You got Ra with the Spear of Desolation and Soul with the Spear of Desolation. Why no Spear of the Magus?
Just the ticks are just too hard to apply. And besides, you don't get maximum ticks without a character like Anubis or Poseidon, but there's a Stone Gaze coming out from Treadle, along with Envision Eyes ultimate. Destiny taking a lot of damage. Mingyus taking the Red Rocket strategy and picking on the support here in Dice KO. A lot of damage on his Dry Snipe comes out from Endless. Only hits Envision Eyes, who's more than happy to take damage as he's just going to regenerate it all anyway. Tourist Guy's diving under the tier 2 tower here. Probably going to pay for it with his life now that Split Push the tier. Supernova comes out. But Tourist Guy's, oh, I thought he was going to live there, but Strive ends up picking him up. KO zone into backline here, and Shred is going to find himself another kill with Split Push with an excellent stellar burst there. We'll find Envision Eyes.
Yeah, 2 for 2 trade, not the worst thing to come out there for Red Rocket. They'll take 2 for 2 trades at this point, but that Ra ultimate off the board and Mingyu's minions looking to at least take the Oracles to look for a fight by the look of things.
Snipe again comes out of Endless. The low cooldown there. He'll find Shred. Abspro, if he gets a good sickle strike off here or anything else, he could find it, but a good stun there from Mingyu will keep the life of his mid laner alive for now. No flail coming out from Abspro. Just try and pick up the kill there. Mingyu, though, sandwiched now a little bit between the members of Red Rocket. There's a stun onto 2 members. Will he get stunned himself? He will. Beads come out. Red Rocket take the Gold Fury. So a nice answer back there from the side of Red Rocket, keeping the lead that Mingyu's minions have stabilized for now, just by taking a look at the grass, not allowing them to extend it any further.
Yeah, the only real issue for them is that they've lost a couple of tier 1s, so the map presence for Mingyu's minions will be a little bit stronger, but as you said, the low cooldown on that Ra ultimate, I'd say it's around 60 seconds at this point, 20% cooldown, you should have 3 points into it at this stage of the game, so Abspro gets lacerated here by Shred, Tethers just walks away, should be fine. You know, that's the beauty of a warrior, right? You don't really take a lot of damage, even when you're 2 levels down on a hunter.
Forest guys missing the pluck down to Destinate. Destinate just standing in his monolith and taunting right now. A little bit of BM there from the support of Red Rocket. Portal Demon being started up now by Mingyu's minions. Destinate throws out the walls to try and stun just anyone, but not going to find it. Left-hand side, Mingyu and Split Push, both sticking this side, both still looking for that farm. Both hoping to be the huge carry for their team.
Yeah, Mingyu's just backed and finished his Winged Blade, so even more safety now for that Kronos. And he realizes he needs to be the hyper carry here. He really needs to carry his team in this late game fights, as Kronos generally do. Good engagement here over the Portal Demon. Bit of poke on to Envisionize, but he should be reasonably safe. Actually, Aegis is.
And Envisionize takes the snipe there. In comes Shred as well with his ultimate. Envisionize doing some damage to the bat out of hell. Strive super low here, being chased down now by Envisionize. The speed buff and the turtle form will help him get away. But now the rest of Mingyus minions can focus on targets like Destinate, and everyone on Red Rocket's really low here. Mingyus minions unable to secure a kill, but that's fine because they go ahead and secure something even more important. The Portal Demon, Shred with a misclick on his beat there, but now the Fire Giant started up here by the minions. Shell is popped just to give them some extra HP. Need to avoid the knock-up. But Bush and Abspro looking to come in and try and steal this one, but Taurus guys doing an excellent job of zoning them. Fire Giant will kill Shred, but the Fire Giant falls the way of the minions.
Yeah, he unfortunately pre-leads the Fire Giant, so unable to avoid the second knock-up. There, Shred falls down. Unfortunate, but at least they get the Fire Giant and the Portal Demon, extend this lead, and didn't fall to a member of Red Rocket at least.
Gold Fury is down as well, so there's not even that for Red Rocket to respond to. The graphs are very similar to what they've been over the last couple of minutes. A slight increase in the lead for Mingyus minions, and Red Rocket, they've been fighting and they've been playing aggressively like they have last game, but it hasn't had the same effectiveness as it did in their last go-around with Mingyus minions, and it's going to be very difficult for them to fight into this lead, particularly with how just massive Mingyu is getting right now.
Yeah, they've got a lot of pick potential if they can lock someone down, but they don't have the kind of disruption that they did in the first game with that double Hornbutts, Fear No Evil. Makes such a big difference in these team fights, and you can see Mingyu's minions, if they're allowed to do what they want to do when they're not being pushed around, then they're just able to find the targets that they need to. Even if they don't get the kills, they're managing to bring them low enough that they can take the objective.
Yeah, I think that's a really good point there about the control that Red Rocket is able to put out. Destinate's the same as he was last game. Strive, he's got, while it's not the same level of CC, he's got a really effective amount of CC, but where they're really missing it is in the mid lane out of Endless, who's pretty much has traded CC for healing ability with this Ra. So they're unable to really control these team fights as much as they would like, and in a straight damage on damage fight, Mingyu's minions are going to come out on top of that, particularly when they have a Kronos and technically a double hunter with Medusa in the mid lane. Destinate taking so much damage. Stone Gaze comes out, the Supernova out of Split Push as well. Strive flanking around the back. Shred has already dashed away. Strive going in with that turtle form, knocks up Tori's guys. Good taunt there, but there's no snipe to play off the back of that. Here's a Visionized Bat out of hell looking for Strive, but Split Push is the one. Plucked back, and Mingyu's got his 7th kill of the game. No stun here from Mingyu, but KO flanking around the back. Gets the whip, gets the Scourge, looking to find a target. Stuns out Endless, forces the beat. Tier 2 tower falls down, and the minions now, they're going to be looking for this left-hand side Phoenix. First, they're looking for Strive.
Yeah, they pop the beads there, Strive doing his best to delay them as long as possible. Emperor's Armor now on top of a crazy amount of damage. Endless throws out the Ra beam there to try and get them off it, but it should be a tier 2 in mid. Although Destinate and Abspro trying to do their best on Tori's guys here to deny that.
It's always Tori, isn't it? No matter what. Yeah. It's always Tori. I guess Tori. Every team's got an unwritten rule. You have to focus Tori.
I mean, Tori kind of does it to himself sometimes. Let's not go too far.
Yeah, yeah, true.
Ooh. Mingyu's damage is just out of hand at this point.
Yeah, it's a really rough situation with this Kronos. He's got an enchanted ring here. Do you think he's going Telkines, or is he going to try and get that Shamans?
I wouldn't be surprised if it's the Telkines. Either one's pretty viable, but I feel like Shaman's ring, while it's great, I feel like it's a little bit better in the early game, or the mid game, I guess. Although, anyone's viable. We'll probably see shortly. Might have enough gold to finish it off. Looks like he's hanging around in base. Goes for the Hasten ring.
Oh, the Hasten ring.
So, I mean, that makes sense as well.
Yeah.
Having a go button's always nice on a Kronos.
They're getting more attack speed, getting more movement speed as well, even without the haste effect. And 50 magical power as well. Pretty valuable.
Yeah, it's just it's an aggressive tool, but it's also a defensive tool. He's able to peel for himself whilst doing more damage. Now has a decent amount of health online between the Book of the Dead and the Wingblade. an extra 500 HP that they have to burn through, let alone the passive shield on Book of the Dead as well on top of that. So having that hasten ring to either really hold them down and chase them down or peel for himself if he gets into a spot of bother without a ultimate, it's going to be impossible to kill this Kronos at this point.
Yeah, he's died twice. One of those was himself killing himself to a tower to avoid the enemy getting a kill. And the other one was very, very early on. Since then, he's been unstoppable. He's most of the way towards this Rod to Hootie now as well. AbsPro plucked in and forced to use that Lord of the Afterlife to get out of danger. Portal Demon started up now by the side of the minions. Should be able to take this one down with very little resistance from the side of Red Rocket. Split push, holding true to his name, is going to be split pushing over here on the left-hand side, just trying to stem the tide of these fire minions. And Mingyus minions now straight away towards his fire giant as soon as it spawns. I don't think any of them will die to it this time. I think they've probably got it sorted. Sprint though, popped by Red Rocket. Snipe comes through from Endless, does a lot of damage to Envisionize, but it's too late as Mingyus minions have got the fire giant. Great 3-man stun there from KO. Aegis and all the actives now burn from Red Rocket. It is a chase scene right here like out of an action movie as AbsPro is chased down and put to the ground by Mingyu. Sprints popped everywhere as Mingyu's got himself a double kill split push, just doing what he can to get his team some goals. He takes out 2 towers on the left-hand side, but Mingyu's minions, they're not worried about towers. They're not even worried about phoenixes. They're going straight for the end here. They're taking out the Titan.
Yeah, I sure would have liked to have a soul in that fight if I was Red Rocket. This should be just the end of the game here. Split push picks up a kill on a shred, but it's not enough. Too little, too late. They recognize the split push, they recognize the 4v5, and they just go for the jugular there and end the game.
Great work there out of Mingyus minions, recognizing the situation, ensuring that basically there was no opportunity for Red Rocket to even mount a defense there. Just foot straight on the gas pedal and taking the win while they had it. Excellent work there by Mingyus minions. So we have a split series here in our first set of the day. We're going to take a short break here, guys. We'll be right back with our last 2 sets of the day.